Hey, how's it going? Great to see you. I've got this thing here to show you today. It's the aTLi time-lapse camera. It's an HD camera, and despite its really small and simple size and really simple form factor, it's actually a really good time-lapse camera. It comes at a great price, and if you want to shoot time-lapse and want a specific device for doing it, this is a really good way to go. Here's the box, nice and simple. It's got a time-lapse camera, and that's literally all it is there. And on the back, it's got a couple of bits of information about as we're expecting. And I'll just open this up and quickly have a look at it. This is the camera here, just this tiny little thing. As you can see, it's really small. It's got the lens on the front, which is actually surprisingly good, but if you know most cell phone lenses now, you're not going to be too surprised that the quality of something so small can be pretty fantastic. It's just HD, it's not 4K. There's another one coming out soon, I believe, which is, it's manual focus, really easy just to turn and focus. It's got no screen on the back. It's got a 1/4 inch on the bottom for tripod mounting or whatever you want to. On the side, it's got a USB-C that you use for charging it up, and over here you've got an SD card slot. So that's fairly simplistic. Inside here you can just pop the back open, and that's where the battery's kept. It's a decent sized battery. It lasts for a long time. I'll get into that in a bit. That just closes shut, and that's all there is to it. Also in the box comes this neat little rubber lens hood with a UV filter built into it, and that just comes out. It's a piece of plastic, so there is actually a UV filter there. It's just really clean and clear, and that just fits over the lens mod thing like that. Really simple. Also in the box is this little tripod. We get these with just about everything. This is actually really solid and very smooth movement. It doesn't feel as plasticky as a lot of these things, and the grip on that head is actually really tight. So they've obviously got some good material in there. I'd say that's silicone coated or something along those lines. Over on this side here, we've got a little silicone sleeve that goes over the whole thing, which is really useful, just weather protected a little bit. And in here is a little fold full of other bits and pieces you want. Now in here in particular, I wanted to show you, they've got a sticker, and you know how much I like stickers. Stickers are really important. You've got to have these things to show your audience and your buyers that you actually care. We want stickers. Also in here is a tripod manual and another sticker. So these guys really win. They've got 2 stickers for me. I love this. And a bit of a manual showing you how to use the camera, but it's really straightforward, and I'll show you how to in a second. And of course it comes with this neat little bag. It's got 2 slots in it, one to put the tripod down, the other one to put the camera in, so that you can keep everything in there nice and tidy and doesn't get mucked up when you've got it in your bag with everything else. There's also a USB-C cable in there for charging it, but I've already taken it out so I can charge it up. And now let's take this thing outside and get some time-lapse photography done. So here's the camera and my phone with the aTLi app on it. The app you need to run the camera. As I said before, it's got no screen or anything on the back, so it really does depend on the phone. To turn the camera on, you just push down the button on the top for 5 seconds, and the light down on the front here comes on red. It takes about 20 seconds or something for that to go green. In the meantime, I'll show you the app quickly. Now, there's a few bits and pieces down here. I'm not going to go into any great detail. I just want to show you how to set this up to get a shot running. So I'm just going to hit the camera icon down the bottom here, and it wants to connect to the phone. And as soon as this goes green, like that, I can click on the click to connect, and it will want to join its own network. And once it's connected, it'll say it's online, and you'll see that the shot the camera is getting. At the moment, it's just pointing back up at the camera that you're looking at. So what I'll do is I'll make it a little bit more picturesque, and I'll just point it at this little gargoyle I've got sitting on my desk here. This preview image gives me the option to click to proceed. which I'll do, and there we can see the picture of the gargoyle. Now first thing you'll notice is that that's out of focus, so I'll just zoom in a bit here so you can see it a little bit better. So the picture there is slightly out of focus. I can fix that up just by turning the focal ring on the front of the camera here, and as you can see, that focuses in on the gargoyle there. Now the minimum focal distance is 7 centimeters. It's about 15 centimeters away, so we're looking all right there. Now there are a few settings on here that are worth having a quick look at. First of all, up the top is the battery meter. That tells you how much battery you've got left on the camera. You've got the shooting mode up the top here as well. I'm just going to leave that on time-lapse for now. There's an option to shoot in HDR. This is a beta feature on the camera. I'm going to turn that on because it sounds like a good thing to play with. The next one here, which looks like a little sign, if you click on that, you can set the orientation of the camera so that the camera knows which way up it is. And finally in the corner, if you click on this, you get to choose which of the shooting modes. The little A up there is for automatic. You can choose a cloudy day mode, cityscape, forest, star shots, sunrise or sunset, and infrared. There's also a manual mode there if you want to play with it yourself. Down in the bottom here is a little gallery icon. If you click on that, you can see the different videos that you've already got on the camera. You'll notice here that you can also have a look and see what videos you've got downloaded from the camera in the app if you have. I don't at the moment, so it's not showing me anything. And you can also say whether you want to see all of them, or time-lapse, or just photos or video. On the other side here is the menu icon. You can tap on that and that brings up your general settings menu. You can connect to a wireless LAN if there's one available. You can show or hide the grid lines on the screen. You've got power saving setting. It does show you how much space you've got available in the memory card. You can also reset the memory card in here. The advanced settings let you choose the time zone that you're in. I just go with automatic and it picks it up off the phone. There's an option here for remote support, so if you're having any trouble with your camera, you can actually get the aTLi support team to come in, and you can invite them in and they can have a look at your camera for you and make sure that everything's right. There's also a built-in FTP server available, so if your camera is hooked up to a wireless LAN, you can access it remotely from an FTP client on your computer or on your phone or whatever you want to, and access the files directly that way. The basic about information will tell you what version firmware and your MAC address and all of that sort of neat stuff. You can factory reset that as well. In the output settings, you can tell it whether you want to output your time lapses as video, or you can choose video and photo sequences. Obviously a photo sequence as well is going to use up a lot more disk space, so you need to manage how much you actually want to record and how much disk you want available for photos and that sort of thing. The timestamp and watermark features I haven't really played with myself, but there's something there, so that'll put a timestamp or a watermark on the video, I believe. There's a schedule setting here. Now with the schedule setting, you can set up when you want a video to start recording and finish recording. You can say whether it's just a one-off thing or whether you want to record between certain times each day. Maybe you want to set this up in a window and record a really quick time lapse for 20 days in a row or something like that. You can set it to do this every day and the interval between the frames as well. Now if you just want to shoot off the cuff, that's fine. You can just hit the record button here and you can set an interval between frames. I've got this currently set at 4 seconds. You can set it anything you want to, up to hours between frames. You can also specify the duration, so if you want the output footage to be a certain length, you can say you want it to be like 5 minutes or an hour or a whole day's worth of video. So now I'm going to take this outside with me. I'm going to set it up with the app and I'm going to let it run on a few things that I've got around the garden, and I'll set something going tonight as well just so I can experiment with it. So I'm out of here now to go do that, and you can watch the resulting videos. Now, I just wanted to point out with this that the guy I was talking to at aTLi said they weren't entirely happy with the low light performance of the camera, so don't worry too much about the stellar photography, but you know what? I think this is excellent. You guys haven't got anything to worry about, and I can't wait to see what they come up with if they're going to be doing something much better. And there we go. I personally think that's been a fantastic result for such a small device, and it's really simple in the way it operates, but it does the job right, and it does get you a pretty damn good quality image. I really can't wait to see what the next version is like with this, but this thing here, I'm going to go and have a really good play with it. I'm going to use it for doing a whole heap of things. One of the great things about this is you can take this out, get a really good time lapse from it, and it's not a big risk leaving it somewhere for 3 or 4 hours or 5 or 6 days even if you wanted to do that. You know, you can hook a USB power supply up to this and run it off that. It will just keep running, and you can come out and you can swap the USB power supplies without interrupting the camera itself, just by having them on the end of a cable. So that's a fantastic thing as well. You know, it's not like leaving a $10,000 DSLR and lens out somewhere on a slider or something like that. So, you know, I'm a big fan of this thing. I really can't wait to see what the next one does. I'm really looking forward to it. If you've got any questions about this, please do leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget also to click down here and subscribe so that you can see when I post some of these time lapses up, because I will do that soon. And you can watch this video and this video as well, because it's more cool stuff that's really going to help you with your creativity. And I'll see you in another video soon. Thanks for sticking around.